There's a country smaller than New York City, with no natural resources, no farmland, no oil, and barely any drinking water. Yet today, it's one of the richest, cleanest, and most efficient countries on Earth. A place where chewing gum is illegal, streets are spotless, and corruption practically non-existent. This isn't science fiction. This is Singapore. But how did a tiny island with a brutal past rise to become a global powerhouse? This story will change the way you see success, leadership, and how a country can transform itself against all odds. Stick with us, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe right now, because you've never seen a story like this. In the 1960s, Singapore was a mess. Poverty, crime, slums, and no future in sight. It had just broken away from Malaysia, had zero natural resources, and was surrounded by stronger nations. Most world leaders expected Singapore to fail. But one man didn't. Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's founding prime minister, refused to accept failure. He ruled with discipline, vision, and an iron fist. Some call him a dictator. Others call him a genius. What can't be denied is what he achieved: a country that functions like a machine, runs on order, and values results above everything. Singapore cleaned up its streets, cracked down on crime with harsh laws, and invested heavily in education, technology, and infrastructure. Bribes? Not tolerated. Laziness? No room for it. If you spit gum on the ground, you're fined. If you commit serious crimes, you might face the death penalty. It's harsh, but incredibly effective. The result? One of the safest countries in the world, with near-zero corruption, ultra-efficient public transport, and a business climate so attractive, global companies rushed in. But that's only the beginning. Singapore didn't just survive, it reinvented what a small country can do. They turned their port into one of the busiest in the world. Built artificial islands. Developed their own water supply using cutting-edge tech. Every inch of land is optimized. Every policy, designed for long-term gain. This isn't just smart governance, it's obsession with perfection. And the people? They're highly educated, culturally diverse, and raised to value discipline and achievement. Children grow up multilingual, tech-savvy, and competitive. The education system is tough. Pressure is high. But it produces results. Students from Singapore rank among the best in the world in math and science. Still, not everything is perfect. The government controls the media. Protests are rare, and often discouraged. Freedom of speech exists, but within strict boundaries. For some, it feels like a trade-off: give up a little freedom, gain a lot of safety and prosperity. For others, it's a warning. Can success come at the cost of liberty? But here's the twist. Despite all this, people love living in Singapore. It ranks among the top in quality of life, education, and healthcare. It's not just rich, it's efficient, functional, and deeply respected. While many countries fight political chaos and economic instability, Singapore quietly keeps rising. So what's the lesson? Discipline, leadership, and vision matter. Rules can build a nation. And with the right mindset, even a tiny country can become a giant. Singapore proves that size doesn't matter, strategy does. Want to know something fascinating? Singapore is one of the most religiously diverse nations on Earth, yet there's almost no religious conflict. Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and more coexist peacefully. How? Strict laws against hate speech, and a culture of tolerance that's taught from an early age. Harmony isn't just a goal, it's policy. And here's another mind-blowing fact: Singapore is ranked as one of the best countries in the world for doing business. With low taxes, world-class infrastructure, and minimal bureaucracy, it's a dream for entrepreneurs and corporations. Google, Facebook, Amazon, they all have regional headquarters here. Why? Because Singapore delivers stability, talent, and speed. Even the airport, Changi Airport, is considered the best in the world. It's not just an airport. It's a shopping mall, entertainment complex, and botanical garden all in one. Yes, there's a literal waterfall inside. Everything in Singapore is built not just to function, but to impress. Healthcare? Universal, world-class, and efficient. Crime? Nearly non-existent. Natural disasters? Rare. In fact, Singapore is one of the safest places to raise a family, start a business, or just enjoy peace of mind. But this level of success didn't happen by accident. It came from decades of long-term planning. Every new building, every new law, every new initiative is part of a vision that looks 10, 20, even 50 years into the future. Few governments think that far ahead. Singapore does. The city-state is also one of the greenest urban areas on the planet. Vertical gardens. Solar panels. Electric buses. The government has even set a target to plant 1 million trees by 2030. Urban living and nature, working in harmony. It's not paradise. It's not perfect. But it is a country that's defied expectations, broken rules, and redefined what's possible. So ask yourself, could the rest of the world learn something from Singapore? Is it a model to follow, or a unique case that can't be copied? If this blew your mind, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Would you trade a little freedom for this kind of order and success? And don't forget, the full story of the world is much bigger than what you think. We'll keep uncovering it, one country at a time. So like, comment, and subscribe, because the next story might just change the way you see everything.